Okay, welcome to my video reflection for my creative medium project. So let's get right into it. So, do you consider yourself to be a creative person? Explain. Honestly, I really feel like I'm a creative person. I do so many different projects for arts and crafts, whether it's wood making, and like doing cornhole sets. I've tried to make my own ping pong table like out of wood. It's not working out the best, but I'm still trying. I've made my own bar, whether it was the bar stools I made, and I also made the bar. I made it out of wooden pallets, and I epoxied the top for a nice little counter. I'm really big into painting. I painted everything in my movie theater room, like different words and different little pictures, and then in my ping pong room, I have made it entirely Space Jam themed. So I painted all the characters. I freehand everything. I made like the Monstars, everything I freehand. And then I'm really just big into, I really do love making things out of clay. Like, I think it's something really fun to do. So I really do think I'm a creative person. I also work as a Parks and Rec counselor. So during the summer, I have to do like different events. I have to make little activities for the kids to play. And honestly, it's a lot of fun, but I have to be really creative when making these different games and stuff, just to keep the kids entertained for 8 hours. So I have to really, put my thinking cap on and be like, all right, what would a 6-year-old want to do? Okay, what would an 18-year-old want to do? So it helps a lot, especially when I incorporate that into like OT. All right, so why do you think that creativity is important in occupational therapy practice? And beyond arts and crafts, when will you need to be creative as an OT? So I really think being creativity is important in OT, just because you want to put thought and effort into every activity for every session. I really feel strongly about the more you put into an activity, into a session, that patient will reciprocate that energy. I really believe that. I feel like if you're trying to be creative, you're really trying to show this client that you want to make it the most fun and enjoyable session, they're gonna 100% be like, all right, like I'm gonna put my effort into that, because I know for a lot of people, going to therapy isn't the most entertaining thing. A lot of them don't want to get out of bed and do it, or just go there at all. So I mean, if you're really putting effort into each thing and really like thinking what they like in general and trying to use that to mold your session, I feel like they're gonna reciprocate that energy and put like as much into that session as possible. And I think like beyond arts and crafts, when you need to be creative as an OT, I think all the time. I think whether it's like planning, because like when we're planning for each session, for each patient, it's all going to be different. You want to do different things to make it for enjoyable for each of the age groups that we have, whether it's children, adults, geriatrics, anything. I think you really want to be creative when you're planning. But the thing with OT, like, we're adaptable. Like, we can do things on the fly. Like, you need to be creative on the fly. Like, if someone's not liking that activity, or like someone's not feeling well or feeling like themselves that day, you can switch it up right up and be creative and like expand on what you have planned, or just switch it up really quick and make it still worthwhile as far as doing what you have to get done that day. So how did you do with painting and sewing? So the painting was no problem. I felt like I was gonna be fine with that, no problem. But this was the first time I've ever sewed, and I don't think it went bad. Like, it definitely took me a lot longer than I thought it would. The stars are all right, but I feel like I did all right with the hands, and then with Nick, it wasn't that bad. But I think the painting was definitely a lot easier for me because it's something I do all the time. But I mean, for sewing for my first time, it was something. It was fun. Like, I definitely liked it because it was challenging, but no, I definitely enjoyed it. It was something different. It was something that I'm not accustomed to, and I think I did all right. I think the hands look decently like a hands over a heart, and like the stars are okay, but overall I think I did all right with that. Okay, what type of basket did you make and why? Well, here he is. I made a Captain America vase, or anything you want to have it hold. It has a little hole in the top of his head, and I made this out of clay. And I made this because Captain America is literally my favorite superhero possible. He is someone that like I love so much, to the point where I even have him tattooed to my leg. Honestly, I really wanted to do this because I remember one of the classes, I told the class how I made like this huge Spartan helmet, like the helmet and the Spartan and everything, and it was huge and it was great. And then, I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Like, I had so much fun doing that in high school. I had a lot of fun. You know what? What if we expanded on that? What if we did something else? So I was thinking, and I was looking up online, and I was like, what can I do that would be just as fun? And I was like, you know what? How about I make Captain America? Something that I love, something that I can use now, like with having plants and putting it. I'm gonna put a cactus here, so I don't have to water it or anything, or like possibly make it get wet again, and then being able to like be susceptible to like molding and stuff like that. I don't want that. So I chose Captain America. Like I said, he's my favorite superhero. He's my favorite just person, and I really wanted to do that. And I really wanted to be able to make like something that like I could see on a daily basis, put on like my front porch, and like have when I pull up into my apartment and just be like, oh wow, look at this. So I think I did really well. Like I had a lot of fun with this. I think being able to like do this, and I did it completely freehand. I didn't use any tools whatsoever, so everything I manipulated with my hands, and I think it went well. And then I painted it, and then I drew on just like the chin strap of everything for the helmet, and I think I like it. I think it came out great. All right, so how was basket making? Well, basket making was fun. I think the hardest part about this was the fact that I didn't have the necessary tools to really make it like smooth completely, just because I didn't want to get anything cheap from Amazon, and then it would just like look wrong, and then I didn't want to also spend another $50 because I spent I forget what I spent, but I bought 25 pounds worth of clay, and this right here is 18.5 pounds. So it was interesting, honestly. So how was basket making? Well, basket making was pretty tough because at the first part, I finished it. It was completely done. I was like, yes, it looks amazing. And then I dropped it by accident, and I smushed his face. So then I spent another like 3 hours reworking it to back to normal. So it was a process. It was definitely a process after dropping him right on his face. And I was like, oh, perfect. This is my luck. But it was a lot of fun. I had the most fun doing it out of any of my projects. Just because it was something, it's something mine. It was something that I could like look at. I can come home to and be like, wow, I actually made that. Like, I think an 18.5 pound helmet is pretty impressive. Or Captain America head is pretty impressive. So I surprised myself. I haven't done clay making really to this extent in forever, so it was a good time. And then what is something you learned from this assignment? Honestly, I just learned that I'm creative. I learned that I still have it, and I learned that I have a love for it. Honestly, like, it was so cool because I did it at my mom's house, and every couple minutes, like, my mom ran downstairs so she would want to see it. She was just like, oh my god, is it done? Is it done? Is it done? And so, like, she was excited for something I was doing. She was excited for my project of making this. And she was even impressed with my sewing. She was proud that I was able to do that, just so I don't have to call her from 3 hours away to see if she can, fix my ripped jeans or something like that. So she was really proud of it. So I think, like, with me, though, what I've learned from this assignment, like, and what I've learned from just, like, doing arts and crafts and doing, like, creative things is, like, it really takes your mind off of everything. Like, any little stressors that I had, just being able to either to sew and paint this, or to spend hours on hours on hours on hours of making this, I didn't think about anything else but my projects. That was all I was doing, so it was extremely therapeutic. It was just like a big stress relief, and it was perfect for me. Like, I had a blast with it, and honestly, like, I had more fun doing this project than probably any project I've ever done in college, or obviously the program. So honestly, I just learned from this assignment that, I still have it when it comes to being creative. Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm not that creative. Like, I can't come up with things or whatever. And then I look at things like this, or like I look at like stuff that I've done in the past, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I actually am creative, and like it gives me that motivation to keep this going on, to possibly, like, when I do go into sessions, make that session the most fun, to do what it did for me, take my mind off of whatever else is going in my life, and really just be able to focus on that. But these are my projects: Captain America helmet head, that's 18.5 pounds, and my sewing and painting. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you like it. If you want me to make you one, and make the girls one, let me know. I will. Obviously not Captain America. I could do something else. I have like almost 10 pounds of clay left. I could figure something out, but I probably won't. You probably wouldn't want me to sew something for them, because we're getting there one day. But all right, thank you very much. I can't wait for you to see it.